But first, my interview with Liberal MP Bridget Archer. She's a Voice supporter and is campaigning for the Yes case. And Archer, it turns out, is none too fond of the way the Coalition is joining the fear-mongering of the No campaign. I started by asking whether her Voice advocacy makes life uncomfortable.
Look, at times it certainly can be, but also, not, because I feel that, this is a referendum, this is a decision for all Australians to make. And I think it's important to recognise that it is not a political issue. It's not a party political issue.
There have been a lot of cases of misinformation and deceptive lines put out there by the No campaign, and the Coalition's working very closely with the No campaign. Labor says the Coalition has been involved in deceptions and lies. Is there any truth in their claim?
Look, I think it's extremely disappointing to see some of the language and some of the information that has been rolled out by the No campaign. Some of it has been, debunked by fact-checking, and, I just think it is unreasonable and unfair, to be honest, to be progressing those sort of views. And it really is, as we've seen from commentary today, and commentary that I would concur with, it's really utilising these sort of campaign tactics of fear and doubt, which, whilst they might be effective campaign tools, and we have seen elsewhere they are effective campaign tools, I think that there's a moral question as well around whether or not it's the right thing to do.
But the Coalition leadership has been involved in this. The Coalition has been pushing out there that there's some extended long Uluru statement that the government secretly signed up to. The Coalition have been raising the issue of reparations. Are you angry with your own side then?
Yeah, probably angry is overstating it, but certainly I think it's very disappointing. And I think that it goes to a wider issue around, trust in elected officials, trust in institutions, all of these things that Conservatives claim to hold dear, in fact. But, they are running a campaign of fear, of doubt and of division. And also doing that while at the same time recognising that if this referendum fails, that it will create division and that it will set the cause of reconciliation in this country backwards. And I think that that's incredibly irresponsible to recognise that it will have that effect and to do it anyway.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. My viewers know that I agree with you, although some of them will take a different view, of course. But I want to ask you also about the Liberal moderates. Now, you've taken a brave stand. There's Julian Leeser, who resigned from the front bench so he could argue in favour of the Voice. Yet there are many Liberal moderates who we know from public utterances in the past support the Yes case. They're not doing any campaigning, though. Listen to this exchange with your Senate leader, the leading moderate, Senator Simon Birmingham.
Each Australian will get the same vote that I get in a secret ballot in a couple of months' time.
So do you think we should vote yes, or do you think we should vote no?
As soon as I go down that path, I'll then be asked why, and I'll be into the terrain of effectively campaigning and advocating.
Bridget Archer, isn't that weak? Shouldn't all politicians be prepared to declare a position on an important issue like this?
Well, I can only speak for myself, Chris, and I am prepared to declare a position on this. And I recognise, as Senator Birmingham has said, that it's not necessarily going to make everybody happy. But, I think it is important. I value authenticity in my engagement, I think, as a politician. And I think it would be, from my point of view, disingenuous and dishonest, in fact, to suggest that I was going to do anything other than to vote yes.
But the point is that this is the Liberal Party and it's an historic, important choice. No matter which side you're on, it's an important decision. And yet by making it a party position, the Liberal Party is hemmed in there. No frontbencher can express a dissenting view without resigning. It seems sad that a Liberal Party wouldn't have liberal choices on such an important issue.
Yeah, certainly my preference would have been that we would have taken a more, at least neutral stance in relation to this issue, recognise that it is indeed an issue for all Australians to decide, and not to use it as a political football, if you like, in an attempt to, score points against the Labor government. There are lots of opportunities. There are lots of times when we can be prosecuting the agenda in a political sense. And there is right now. We've had in the House today, in fact, as we speak, debates around cost of living, about real wages. There are a whole range of areas where we can prosecute those agendas and hold the government to account. I was disappointed that this was chosen to be one of those issues, rather than, I think, embracing the bipartisanship that has existed for many, many years in relation to this issue, working constructively together across the Parliament and being able to seize this, what I believe is an historic moment for our country.
And just briefly, Bridget, do you think there's any chance the referendum can succeed?
Look, I think we know that historically referenda are very difficult, and this is proving no exception. But I think that this is, as I said, an historic moment for the country. It is an opportunity, a once-in-a-generation opportunity, I think, to do something different, to show that we are mature as a nation, and actually to change the lives of some of our most disadvantaged community members. And I will be working hard every day between now and October 14 to try and make that case. And I would encourage Australians to really think about what this means for our country going forward, and what we have to lose from this. I don't think we have got anything to lose, but we have absolutely everything to gain. So I'll continue to work towards that. But I think it is certainly going to be very, very tight, and it cannot be guaranteed.
Bridget Archer, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Chris.